Hello and welcome. It's Simply Linux Ali here, and today it's just a quick setup of Virtualbox for PCLinuxOS, and as I do that, my phone goes a ping. So let's remove the pings. Okay. As you can see, I've already got loads of VMs installed, but that's alright. I'm just going to go through the settings for PCLinuxOS, so we'll just call this PCLinux. OS. Important here is this version, right? Always defaults to the 2.6, 3x, 4x, 64-bit. Don't. Go down to the other 64. Of course, you want to get a bit more RAM than that. We'll give it a gig. Yeah, why not? And then we just go through the normal here. I always give it 18. It's just because I just type 1 in front of the 8 basically. Okay, so we need to go back to the settings. As you can see, we need to go to System and Processing. We'll give it a bit more. We'll give it a 2. It's a 4-thread machine. It's 2 cores, 4 thread. We'll use KVM for the acceleration. Display, leave everything as is on here except let's ramp up some RAMage. That comes off the 1 gig anyway, but that'll be fine. We'll just go to storage now and we'll choose the KDE version, the latest one. And that's attached, and just click start. Now, I believe that another YouTuber who was doing PCLinuxOS had problems with the X server booting because, well, it was on an earlier version of Virtualbox. However, I also had this running in version 5 of Virtualbox, so still not quite sure what the deal is. So anyway, we should get an X server up, which we have. I would just use K keyboard, and what I'm going to do actually is minimise that, maximise that. Now the virtual tools I know are not installed by default, but I'm going to see if I can get them to install on a live session without having to install the actual OS. Now to do that, it's probably under config, issue, install PCLinuxOS, configure, no, more, oh yeah, under more. Okay, so we have more. The VBOX test media is a PCLinuxOS tool that's recently come about, and what it does actually is allows you to use a USB key in Virtualbox to test out those USB keys that you've already burnt to a USB key. I don't know why people say burnt. You burn a CD or a DVD or Blu-ray, but you don't burn your USB stick. That'd be maddening. You copy to it. Anyway, those aside, right, we'll see if this builds. And it says it's building the kernel modules for 5.2.15, which is the latest kernel. Well, 5.3 technically is the latest kernel, but this is the latest kernel in the 5.2 branch. And so we're just waiting for these to build, and if it builds successfully, hopefully we should have a full screen of PCLinuxOS KDE, which we don't at this moment for some reason. Okay, no problem. I'll just wait a minute, and if not, I'll use the function here. Let me see if I can get a better resolution out of it. Oh no, she's done it. My bad. I was being too impatient. She's corrected herself. The one thing I noticed about another popular, very popular distribution before I just come across here, and that'd be Manjaro. Does not auto scale once you've inserted the things, you have to reboot. I didn't notice that. BR Mechanic. BR Mechanic. I will show you BR Mechanic briefly. It is a community PCLinuxOS based distro, and what this does is actually a bit like, not Heron Tools, it hasn't got that type of functionality, but it is a good Linux for doing that kind of thing. Let me boot that up for you. As you can see, it's got the Brazilian symbol because BR is Brazilian. It's made by a Brazilian friend of ours, and so we'll let that boot. And meanwhile, I can shut down Plasma while that's doing that. Oops. See, I managed to goof there, but that's okay. So I'm always expecting to shut down straight away and not show the warning. Will you please leave? Thank you. So yeah, just probably heard it go done. Yeah, as you can see, it's got the Brazilian keyboard layout there. But I'm a bloody prick, man. So UK keyboard, and as you can see, it's actually running and let me type that in English for you. It's actually running IWM. I had to think of the name for it, IWM. And it is a maintenance version of PCLinuxOS, created in Brazil by Brazilian community agent Smith. I don't know the guy's real name, I'm afraid, right off the top of my head. Anyway, this ISO gives several tools maintained. The root password is guest. Now, we can close that. Hopefully, yes we can. But what I want to do is bring up a terminal and let's shoot to root. We know the password root, but what we're going to do is remove the password and for guest. This makes it easy just in a live environment, so I don't need to mess about with whatever. So if I ask you now, I should go straight to it, see? No problem. And I can show around the tools how to endlessly typing passwords. It's a live environment, it's no Virtualbox. If it gets hacked, I'll be the most unluckiest person on the planet. Okay, so we have our monitoring, service tools, all that business here, and so on. So default, sound. Okay. Now as you can see, some of the stuff is in actual Portuguese rather than. Well, we'll have a look at HTOPs, which is dealing with here, 370 meg, 360 meg. That's just, that's just lightweight, isn't it? I know people have gotten like down to like 200 meg or whatever, but it does have a nice set of tools. Documentations, image virtualizations. I'm trying to convert Portuguese into English here. And what we don't have, or at least I don't see, is a way of inserting the tools, the Virtualbox tools, like we just did in the other one. Which is fine, we got a software center, we have Synaptic. And we'll just reload that. I've noticed he uses a nice little purple theme for the background here, which is all good. I quite like the icons as well, the way they change. The mouse pointer. Okay, bet there's a few updates for this. Oh yes there is basically everything. Okay, not quite everything. So what I want to do is search for guest. I won't be updating today. Yep. I mark that for installations, apply and apply that. And this shouldn't take too long, I hope. Even on my rusty old steed. And then we can have a proper look at some of the tools Agent Smith has put into PCLinuxOS. I even like the PCLinuxOS application bar at the bottom using the Brazilian flag colours there. He decided to use ISWM because it's a lightweight and it's fully functional and fully themable, of course. Although you have to do a lot of it by hand. So, just apply the changes here. Now it'd be neat if you actually done everything automatically, install tools and actually run them, but no. So just wait for that to finish installing. Remember I'm doing it in RAM, so, and I only gave it 512 mega RAM. And yeah, we got no space left on the device. Okay, that's my fault. I didn't give it enough RAM. Anyway, that's a quick look at that as a bonus. We'll look at that and shut down. Yep, I don't know what that black part is here, but that's fine. What else can I show you? You've always seen my open box and Trinities and plasmas, and yep, I have deepin. Ubuntu aborted it because when I go to install it, although I gave it 4 gig of RAM, I don't know how, but my RAM usage went to about 7 gig and I have no idea, and just like froze up. I have no idea why it would do that. Although I have the gas conditions involved there for some reason. Manjaro, that installed okay. I haven't really given Manjaro a fair chance, you know, so I thought I would, and I chose to install the plasma version. And that is basically all I am running at the moment. All these are PCLinuxOS based. The last ones are these are the ones I used for the RAM. And that's just asking me to close, and that one will be asking me the same. I forgot I was running plasma in the background there. So yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I hope you liked this little video. It's just something I wanted to put together, and that's how you make very quickly a Virtualbox for PCLinuxOS. Of course, other distros will vary on their usage, but the main settings to come away from it actually is under settings is to make sure that is other Linux 64-bit. It just runs so much better. It does run under the default, this one up here, but yes, we'll cancel that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little video. Take care, and I will see you all. Put a thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever, and yeah, all good. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye now.